Next up, we got how good was prime Klay Thompson? Now, Klay Thompson, as of right now, he not playing that great. He did just drop 26 though, but it's like iffy. You know what I'm saying? It's iffy. But me being an ex-Warriors fan, that's the only way I do this video. All right. Now, like I said, I'm an ex-Warriors fan. Departed ways. Now I'm a free agent. But I'm getting a lot of love from the Warriors. I told y'all, or Warriors fan base, I told y'all that I ain't gonna hate on y'all, or I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying, bash y'all anyway. Y'all support me, I'm gonna support y'all. You know what I'm saying? So hey, if you want more videos like this, hit that like button, that subscribe button. Also too, you can comment down what video you want me to react to. I got you. So hey,
when Klay Thompson gets hot, he becomes the most devastating weapon in NBA history. He holds the NBA record for the most threes in a game and most points in a quarter.
37 in a quarter.
And he's the only player ever who scored 60 points in less than 30 minutes. But Thompson isn't just a one-dimensional heat-check shooter. He used to be a premier perimeter defender, and Draymond Green called him the toughest player he ever played with. However, at the beginning of the 2024 season, Klay is sadly playing the worst basketball of his career. Which brings up the question, how good was prime Klay Thompson actually?
Right.
His story started by hitting the genetic lottery. His mom, Julie, was a track and field and volleyball star in college, and his father, Michael, was the first overall
genetic lottery, that's funny.
His story started by hitting the genetic lottery. His mom, Julie, was a track and field and volleyball star in college, and his father, Michael, was the first overall pick in the 1978 NBA draft. After dominating in high school together with his teammate,
I ain't gonna lie, chat. Is it kind of irritating, bro? Now already looking at it, like, bro, these kids are kids of GOATs. These were the kids of already GOATs, bro. They already been in league. Is that low key cheating? Like, you literally had, and he was blessed because the mom was an athlete as well. He was literally born. He was literally born for this. Literally born. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like LeVar Ball. Like, bro, this is all playing. I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Klay had
this kid is coming from nothing out here.
Dominating in high school together with his teammate Kevin Love, Klay had offers from major schools such as Michigan and Notre Dame. However, he wasn't sold on them because they didn't guarantee him a starting spot. So Klay visited other schools, including Washington State, where he showed up to their gym in socks and sandals.
Bro, think he Jesus?
Where he showed up to their gym in socks and sandals.
Bro, what? You might as well just come in with just socks at this point, bro. What is the sandals gonna do?
After practice finished, Klay took the ball and started shooting from NBA range and left everybody with their jaws dropped to the floor. In sandals, with no warm-up whatsoever, Klay hit 26 threes in a row and 48 out of 50 in total. His decision to join Washington State surprised many, but it proved to be a great one. As a freshman, Klay immediately became a starter and led the Pac-10 in three-point percentage. But he didn't rest on his laurels. He never partied and was always in the gym shooting endlessly, and it paid off. In his sophomore and junior seasons, Thompson made Pac-10 first team and led the division in scoring, breaking several shooting records in the process, after which he declared for the stacked 2011 NBA draft. During his pre-draft interview with the Warriors, they asked Thompson what he did for fun. "I like to shoot," Klay said. When they explained that they wanted to know what kind of activities he did off the floor, Thompson shrugged and said, "I like to shoot." And just like that, with the 11th pick in the 2011 NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors select
Klay Thompson from Washington State University.
Thompson, who grew up in Southern California as a Los Angeles Lakers fan, wasn't exactly thrilled to join the Warriors.
Oh, he said he was a Lakers fan. Oh, yeah, because his dad, right? Yeah, dang.
California as a Los Angeles Lakers fan wasn't exactly thrilled to join the Warriors because the franchise had just one playoff appearance over its last 18 seasons. But when the season started, Klay quickly gained the trust of coach Mark Jackson, thanks to his outside shooting and willingness to defend anybody. Back then, Klay was super quiet, just minded his own business, and didn't even speak to Steph Curry.
I don't think me and Steph said a word to each other the first year, to be honest.
And Klay finished his rookie year with 12.5 points per game, 41% shooting from three, and made the all-rookie first team. After the season was over, Thompson spent the whole summer in the gym. a month of which he first team. After the season was over, Thompson spent the whole summer in the gym, a month of which was just practicing defense. And in that same 2012 offseason, Golden State drafted Harrison Barnes and Draymond Green. Despite the youth of the team and the undefined roles of their key players, the Warriors improved, winning 47 games and making the playoffs. Steph was finally healthy, Bogut was patrolling in the middle, and Klay was the third leading scorer on the team behind Curry and David Lee. Thompson averaged 16 points and made over 200 threes in a season, with over 40% accuracy, a feat he would accomplish 7 more times in his career. Only 41 players in NBA history have done this, and only Curry achieved this feat more times than Klay. In January 2013,
and they both on the same team. They both on the same team, like, bro.
After Thompson scored a season-high 32 points against the Cavaliers, Warriors coach Mark Jackson said that Klay and Steph were the best shooting duo in NBA history.
Oh, sure. They are the greatest shooting backcourt that's ever played this game.
Many people laughed at Jackson for saying that after approximately 50.
Who, let me know, because I am a new NBA fan. So let me know what other great shooting duos was it? Let me know.
Games they played together.
I know about specific players, but duos, I don't know about that.
3-pointers by the end of the season. But Klay laughed at Jackson for saying that after approximately 50 games they played together. But Klay and Steph combined for 483 3-pointers by the end of the season, which was the most ever by an NBA duo at that time. In their first NBA playoffs, the Splash Brothers led the Warriors past the Nuggets, and Klay's shooting efficiency even improved in the playoffs, proving that the bright lights don't faze him at all. In Game 2 of the second round against the Spurs, Klay scored a career-high 34 points, hitting 8 out of 9 3-point attempts. But the Spurs would go on to win the title that year. However, in 2014, Klay and the Warriors continued to improve. Thompson was averaging 18 points per game, with now traditionally efficient shooting from deep and stellar perimeter defense. Thanks to Klay, Bogut, more minutes from Draymond, and the addition of Andre Iguodala, Golden State had the 4th best defense in the league, and they finished the season with 51 wins, which was their best result since 1992 and the Run TMC era. However, the first round was a bitter pill to swallow as they lost to the Clippers in 7 games, after which Mark Jackson got fired.
This was a difficult decision, but we believe he's got a bright future, and we felt it was the time to make a change.
For the 2015 season, Golden State hired Steve Kerr as their head coach, which proved to be one of the best coaching decisions of this millennium. Like Jackson, Kerr was well aware of what kind of snipers he had in the backcourt, but he wanted to make them even deadlier. The Warriors started pushing the tempo, shooting more threes, and their style of play earned a nickname for the modern era of basketball: pace and space. Kerr's motion offense, with lots of screening and cutting, left the opponents choosing between 2 death sentences, whether they wanted to give up a wide-open dunk or leave one of the Splash Brothers open for 3. The addition of Sean Livingston and inserting Green in the starting lineup gave the Warriors 2 more playmakers, and the small ball lineup with Draymond at center proved to be an unsolvable mystery for every NBA defense. Golden State won a franchise record 67 games, with the #1 defense.
But the question is, because the small ball, I guess the only thing that'd be the problem is the rebounds. How good at rebounds was they?
Golden State won a franchise record 67 games, with the #1 defense in the NBA and the 2nd best offense. Their 10.2 net rating was the 7th best in league history. Klay averaged over 20 points per game for the first time in his career, shooting close to 50, 40, 90 for the season, and making his first All-Star game. Then, on January 23rd, 2015, Thompson entered a zone that not many players have experienced, not only in basketball, but in sports in general. In a 126-101 win over the Sacramento Kings, Klay scored a career-high 52 points with 11 3-pointers. In the third quarter of that game, he scored an NBA record 37 points in a single quarter, going 13 for 13 from the field, including 9 3-pointers, also a league record for a single quarter. It was the single biggest heat check in NBA history and resembled a video game more than real life. Klay and Steph would once again break their record for threes in a season with a combined 525 threes, but still, they somehow weren't considered the title favorites. A style of play so reliant on shooting had never won a title, and many analysts believed that Golden State couldn't win the title without a dominant post presence.
Jumpers are like pretty girls.
They're really good looking when they going in, but then when you realize that pretty girl is dumb, you're in for a long date.
Until the Warriors proved everybody wrong. They breezed past their opponents in the West, reaching the NBA Finals and then winning the title against LeBron, ending the franchise's 40-year championship drought. Despite not having a great series in the Finals, Klay averaged 19 points per game in the 2015 playoffs and was the second best player on a title team. But as always, he just kept getting better. In 2016, Thompson again improved his scoring average, his efficiency, and overall feel for the game. While he was always great at running off screens and hitting shots, he got much better at putting the ball on the floor, scoring off the dribble, posting up, and making plays for his teammates. Klay made another All-Star team and won the All-Star three-point shooting contest. But that was just the icing on the cake of a nearly perfect regular season. Like Klay, all of the Warriors' key players kept improving their individual game, and because of the continuity and familiarity the Warriors had with each other, they became an unstoppable force. The 2016 Warriors broke the record for wins in a season set by the 1996 Chicago Bulls, finishing the regular season with a 73-9 record.
Right, bro. The fact that you can even break that record, because literally they say that was one of the best teams of all time. You know what I'm saying? 72-10 is insane. That's actually insane. So for you to break that, oh my God. Who is this?
1996 Chicago Bulls, finishing the regular season with a 73-9 record. Golden State had the best offensive rating in NBA history that season, and they led the NBA in nearly all major statistical categories. However, chasing the record took its toll, and the Dubs came into the playoffs tired, and when Steph Curry got injured in Game 2 of the first round, it smelled like trouble.
He's going to have 2+ weeks of inactivity after only playing 2 halves of the first round series.
But Klay stepped up and led the Warriors to a 4-1 series victory over the Rockets. Next up were the Blazers, who were looking to exploit Steph's absence. And once again, Klay put the team on his back.
Okay, Klay, when he did bro. It's actually funny too, because when I think it was like last year, Curry went out for a little minute. He was out for probably like 3 weeks, I think. And during 3 weeks, Klay would look more aggressive from the three, bro. And then when Curry came back, he like stopped shooting. You know what I'm saying? When Klay is aggressive, he's deadly. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? He was literally deadly. But I don't know. It's like I wanted to say, oh, is he like nervous because of Steph Curry? But they literally are the Splash Brothers. So it's like they would have the best chemistry. So I don't know what it is. I don't know, bro.
Once again, Klay put the team on his back, averaging 31 points in the series with unreal 50-50-90 shooting splits and leading the Dubs to another 4-1 victory. Thankfully, Curry recovered for the conference finals, but it didn't matter. Durant and Westbrook were playing out of their minds, and after 4 games, the best team ever was on the brink of elimination as the Thunder held a 3-1 series lead. Golden State managed to win Game 5, but in Game 6, it looked like they were going down. For much of the game, they were down by double digits. And it was largely because of Klay that they managed to keep their head above water. And then, in the fourth, Thompson entered another one of those mind-boggling
See, this is what I'm talking about. That shit right there. He ain't doing that now.
Preposterously hard threes and dragging the Warriors to victory with 41 points and 11 made threes in total.
Okay, Klay.
Game 6
okay, Klay. Hold on. This shot right here was crazy. Like, this is crazy right here. I ain't gonna lie. This is a crazy shot.
Mind-boggling heat checks, hitting 5 preposterously hard threes and dragging the Warriors to victory with 41 points and 11 made threes in total. The legend of Game 6 Klay was born, and with momentum on their side, the Warriors also won Game 7 and made the finals again. Their finals opponent was the same, but this time Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving were healthy, which made the Cavs much more dangerous. But after
this is around the time where I became a Warriors fan, all right, because a lot of people, y'all know how it happened. Basically, I don't watch the NBA, all right. I didn't watch anything. Growing up, I was a gamer, all right. I played 2K. I was really playing 2K because I was prime 2K, 2K16. I was prime 2K. I was playing 2K. You know what I'm saying? But I just never watched it, bro. And I remember, you know, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. I remember on that game, they was literally OP. You know what I'm saying? And I always just loved, like, it was just I don't know. It was just like, it was the flashy style, like shooting threes and being sweet at shooting threes is like, I've never seen that before. You know what I'm saying? So I just literally gravitated towards him. Plus, since I never played basketball as well, I didn't know how, you know, what was like the norms. You know what I'm saying? So just seeing that, just shoot, like people just shooting, it was just always sweet to me. So I gravitated towards him. But yeah.
Once the Dubs had a 3-1 lead, it seemed like nothing could stop their nuclear offense. Klay, who almost never talks trash, actually never talks in general, made a huge mistake and trash-talked LeBron in his post-game presser.
People have feelings, and people's feelings get hurt, even if they're called a bad word. I guess his feelings just got hurt.
Little did he know, he poked.
Damn, is he running him over?
Without the suspended
sport,
Draymond,
buddy.
Cleveland won Game 5 on the road, and then also Game 6 at home. And in Game 7, Kyrie made one of the biggest shots in finals history. Just like that, the Warriors lost the title of what should have been a perfect season. However, that loss proved to be a blessing in disguise because it allowed the Warriors to add Kevin Durant. If Golden State had won the title, KD wouldn't have joined the two-time champs. But because they lost, they obviously needed him, and it was a perfect marriage. The 2017 Warriors were the best team ever. They won 67 games, broke their own record for the best offensive rating ever, and had the second best defense in the NBA, with Draymond winning Defensive Player of the Year. On offense, the Warriors had 2 league MVPs in their prime, and Klay Thompson, who was the best two-way guard in the NBA, and they were simply unbeatable. Even though some pundits believe that Klay should take a back seat for Durant, Klay was having none of it, and he actually posted the best scoring average of his career, with 22.3 points per game. Then, the highlight of his season, and arguably of his career, happened on December 5th against the Pacers. But ironically, that day couldn't have started any worse. The Warriors had a morning shoot-around, and Klay was nowhere to be found. He just never showed up, and it was all because he overslept. He was probably embarrassed, but in typical Klay fashion, he didn't. The highlight of his season, and arguably of his career, happened on December 5th against the Pacers. But ironically, that day couldn't have started any worse. The Warriors had a morning shoot-around, and Klay was nowhere to be found. He just never showed up, and it was all because he overslept. He was probably embarrassed. But in typical Klay fashion, he didn't say a word before the game started. And then he went absolutely ballistic. Klay scored 40 points in the first half, and 60...
Sound like he was taking some shit, bro. Y'all better drug test him. Y'all better drug test him, bro.
Ballistic. Klay scored 40 points in the first half and 60 points in total in just 29 minutes of action, becoming the first player in NBA history to score 60 points in less than 30 minutes. But what was even more fascinating is the fact that Klay dribbled the ball just 14 times and had the ball in his hands for a total of 90 seconds in the entire game. It was
that bro was not even dribbling. Bro, wasn't even dribbling. Oh my god, that's hilarious. No, that's actually funny. This is what we need now, Klay. I'm not a Warriors fan. I don't know why I'm saying what we. This is what y'all need. This is what y'all need now. Klay to just shoot that bitch, bro. Klay, we don't need you to dribble. You know what I'm saying? Make a good pass if you have to. But if not, bro, just come on.
Game. It was a catch-and-shoot masterpiece and a perfect example of why Klay's such a perfect fit for the Warriors, because he didn't need the ball to be effective. However, in the 2017 playoffs, Thompson struggled with his shot, and he had the worst offensive playoffs of his career. But his defense against opposing guards like Damian Lillard, Patty Mills, and Kyrie Irving was impeccable. And the Warriors had so much talent that it didn't matter if one of their all-stars had an off night. The Warriors dominated all of their opponents, finishing the playoffs with a 16-1 record, which was and still is the best postseason winning percentage in NBA history. In 2018, both Klay and his team stayed consistently great, and even though the Rockets gave them a little scare in the Western Conference Finals, the Dubs won that series in 7, and then swept LeBron in the finals for their 3rd title in 4 years. At the beginning of the 2019 season, Thompson shot the ball horribly over the first 7 games, shooting 5 for 36 from 3, and not once scoring 20 points. And then he had another explosion. Against the Bulls, Klay hit an NBA record 14 threes to break Curry's former mark of 13. Thompson scored 52 points in 27 minutes, while making 14 for 24 of his threes and shooting 18 for 29 overall. His 10 three-pointers in the first half tied the NBA record, and the Warriors' 17 threes in the first half set the NBA record for a half. On January 21st, Klay tied an NBA record by making his first 10 attempts from three-point range on his way to scoring 44 points in a 130-111 win over the Lakers. Thompson made his 5th consecutive All-Star game that year, but maybe even more importantly, he made the All-Defensive second team, something that he should have been honored with more than once. The website B-Ball Index gives players a matchup difficulty score from 1 to 100, with 100 signifying the toughest defensive assignments. Thompson's score never ranked below 92.6, meaning that he guarded the best opposing player pretty much every night. His 6'7", 220-pound
He's
frame
6'7"?
wingspan.
Klay Thompson 6'7", bro? Oh my god. Have you ever seen somebody 6'7" in real life, bro? Oh my god, bro. 6'7", bro. I remember in high school we had a lineman. Bro was 6'7", bro. He was probably like 6'7", like 260. Oh my god, bro. 6'7" is crazy. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It makes sense though.
220-pound frame and long wingspan.
I guess that's kind of it's not normal in the NBA, but
willing to do the dirty work on defense. Over the years, Thompson has also become adept at understanding players' tendencies and anticipating their next move. And because he's arguably the most conditioned player in the league, with about 2.5 miles covered each game, he'd never get tired, which made it a long night for whoever he's defending. In his first 8 seasons in the NBA, Klay was arguably the most durable player in the league, missing just 25 games over that 8-year span. But then, after the Warriors made another finals, Klay went down in Game 6 with a torn ACL. And because he was Klay, a borderline crazy competitor, he actually wanted to go back in the game and play with half a knee. However, unfortunately for Klay, he was forced to miss a whole season. Then, just when he was getting ready to return, he was forced to miss another one. This time, he tore his Achilles, meaning that he suffered the 2 worst injuries in basketball in a span of 16 months.
It's going to be a special moment when I step out there again.
After 941 days without NBA basketball, Klay finally returned to action on January 8th, 2022.
Dang, so he really just came back. That's kind of crazy.
Scoring 17 points against the Cavs. And even though his mobility, explosiveness, and defensive output definitely weren't up to par with his best, Klay was still a knockdown shooter. He averaged 20 points per game in the regular season and then 19 in the
So is that really what happened? He has never shook back, huh? He ain't shook back yet. He just coming off an injury, you know what I'm saying, which I didn't know. So yeah, damn, okay. 2023, 2024 now. How like, let me know, y'all. Is it common for people to get like hurt, especially those big injuries like the ACL, and your Achilles? Those are big, legs. So when people come back from injuries like that, how long does it take them to come back and be sweet again? You know what I'm saying? Does it take a couple years? Because I don't think, it probably take a couple years, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Because you was gone for about a couple years. So shit, you gotta get your bearings back together. But I don't know. We gotta see if Klay ever shake back.
And etching his name in history. He's like the Terminator, the one who doesn't say anything but computes his mission in his head. The Terminator's mission is to kill John Connor. Klay's mission is to win games. Warriors GM Bob Myers. When we're talking about Klay's legacy, we can safely say that he was one of the best catch-and-shoot players in history, if not the best. Thompson has led the NBA in catch-and-shoot points each year since 2014, and he scored 1.25 points per possession when shooting threes off screens over his entire career, which is the equivalent of LeBron James shooting in transition. Few players in NBA history moved like Klay without the ball, and he can easily be compared to Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, and Rip Hamilton, all of whom Thompson studied to get better at his craft. But with more size, lateral quickness, and longer wingspan, prime Klay was a better defender than all of them. And even more importantly, he was a more efficient shooter. So Klay's resume has eclipsed those of his mentors, meaning that he's the greatest off-ball shooter ever, and probably the second greatest shooter of all time. And if you want to see other breakdowns of legendary NBA players, don't forget to subscribe.
Hey!